Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to do a spring inspired makeup tutorial. I just wanted to do something like simple yet fun. I really want spring to come around now. We've had miserable weather the last couple of days in the UK, so I'm kind of praying for that little bit of spring sunshine. So yeah, that's what I thought I would do. As you can see, I've already got my foundation on, and that's because I've just filmed a first impression of the Body Shop Nude foundation. The Body Shop Fresh Nude foundation. So I'll link that below if it is up already, and if it's not, keep an eye on my channel. So instead, now I'm going to go in with the Lasting Finish Concealer from Rimmel. And I'm only really going to use a tiny amount of this just to brighten up my eye area. I never thought I would like a thicker, creamier concealer, but I actually really love this one. A tiny bit goes a really long way with it, and then when I've been having lazy days and I can't be bothered to wear foundation, I will just use this to cover up my blemishes, and it's really fantastic. I'm going to put a little bit down here because I've got a massive spot right in the bottom of my lip. And that is it, that's all I'm doing for concealer. To set that in place, I'm going to use the Collection Sheer Loose Powder in Translucent on a Real Technique setting brush. This is such an amazing powder, and I think it's about £2.99, so it is well worth it, bargain. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of that powder on a Real Techniques multitask brush just to set the rest of my foundation because it is slightly tacky and I don't want any of my bronzer or my blusher to sort of drag and get stuck to areas of my foundation. There we go. Next, to bronze up my skin a little bit, I'm going to go in with the Barry M Afterglow bronzer, and I'm just keeping this to the backs of my cheekbones just to add a little bit of a glow because I will be contouring ever so slightly in a second. And I just think that on my particular face shape, I feel I've got a slightly rounded face. So I don't like to draw attention kind of like right in the centre here. So I don't kind of bronze this whole area, otherwise it kind of all blends in and makes my face look even more round. So I like to keep it more towards the back so that when I contour it kind of brings it like down and under. You kind of understand where I'm going with these really weird hand gestures. Just going to bronze up my forehead slightly as well. I don't want this look to be too bronzy because we're not quite in summer yet, but I just want to have kind of like a nice, healthy spring sun glow. Next, I'm going to contour using my very broken Makeup Revolution Ultra Contour Palette. I really should get a new one of these. The mirror has come off. I've used pretty much all of these two top shades here. I'm in love with the highlight shade, and my contour shade is dwindling fastly. This is my second palette, although I never really seem to use these three shades here. Those two are a tad dark for me, but this contour shade is perfect. Anyway, I'm just going to take that underneath my cheekbones and blend it up into the bronzer. If you're looking for a cheap-ish contour kit, the Makeup Revolution one is fantastic. I believe it's £8. They also do a cream one as well, but the powder one is just phenomenal. I believe this one is supposed to be a dupe of the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. Obviously, they're not identical. It is a cheaper brand making a copy, but I do really love Makeup Revolution, and I think some of their products are fantastic. This is one of them. I've got the Anastasia Fawn contour, and I just feel like this one is so much more pigmented. And not pigmented in a kind of like bold, in-your-face kind of way, but I feel like the Fawn contour has not a lot of payoff. So yeah, just sometimes you don't need to spend all that dollar on something that is just as good. For blush, I'm going to go in with another Makeup Revolution palette. This is the Ultra Blush palette in the shade Sugar and Spice. And I think I am going to go in with a mix of this peachy shade here and this like very light neutral pink shade here. Again, these blushes are super unbelievably pigmented, so I just used the tiniest amount ever. And I'm going to keep this quite low and quite far back on my cheeks. Sort of avoid placing it directly in the centre here. I'm going to kind of take it here and pull back slightly. But it all just depends on how you do your makeup, and obviously how you do your makeup to suit your face shape. Everybody's different, so there is absolutely no right or wrong way of doing it. Then for highlight, I'm going to be greedy and use two because I can. The first one is the Collection Speedy highlighter. This is a little chubby stick. It is a cream product, so I'm just going to use a tiny bit on top of my cheekbones. If you're into a very subtle highlight, you might want to stop and just use this one because it is pretty gorgeous on its own. But I am a sucker for a good highlight, so I'm going to go back in with the contour palette. I'm going to use this like pinky champagne highlight shade here. It is gorgeous. It is honestly one of my favourite all-time highlight shades. If I had to, I would genuinely buy the whole palette just for that shade. I like the other shades in that palette as well, but if it was just for that one, I would buy it. I do have to admit, some of the other Makeup Revolution highlighters can be a little bit chunky or a little bit like powdery, but I don't know what it is about this one. This one is just different. It is very fine, very gorgeous, super duper glowy, but not like in your face glittery glowy. It's just phenomenal. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera to do my eyebrows because it takes me forever and it's really boring to watch. There's no point in me adding it into this video. So there are my brows done. Moving on to my eyes, I'm just gonna take a couple of brown shadows from the Morphe 35N palette. This is a really amazing palette. If you live in the UK, you can now get Morphe on Beauty Bay, so you don't have to pay like ridiculous shipping fees, which I did on my first order. But I'm just gonna take a couple of browns, probably like this brown here, this one here, and maybe this orange tone here, and just literally sort of mix them together and blend them through my crease. I'm not going for anything crazy or dramatic. I literally just want to define my crease a little bit. Okay, so I just used 3 sort of warm brown shades, starting off really light and working up to a mid-tone brown, just blended them throughout my outer V and crease, and as you can see, it just kind of opens my eye up a little bit, especially because I do have slightly hooded eyes as well. There we go, and that is all I'm doing for the eyes. Finally, for lips, I'm going to do a nice bold lip. This is a Maybelline Coloursensational matte lipstick in the shade Fiery Fuchsia 882. And I'm also just going to line my lips ever so slightly. It's not the right colour, I've only got a red one, so I'm just going to do it really lightly. This is the Rimmel Lasting Finish in the shade Red Dynamite. And then I'm going to go in with this lipstick. It is absolutely gorgeous. So that is the end of the video. I love this bold lip for spring. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. And of course, please subscribe to my channel as well if you aren't already to see more videos from me. I will leave my little face icon somewhere here on the screen that you can click and it will take you to my channel page. Or of course, you can click on that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.